What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and welcome to my review of God of War Ascension. Now, the story to God of War Ascension takes place after the event of Kratos killing his family, in which he has then been hunted down by the Furies, which are the guardians of blood oaths. And when Kratos breaks his blood oath to Ares, they capture him, torture him, and try to make him kind of reinstate his oath to Ares. Kratos obviously breaks out, goes on a killing spree, and decides that he wants to find out the truth behind why Ares made him do what he did. Now, the story does jump between the present, when he's all locked up, which, I'm sure all of you have seen, and about a couple of weeks prior to that, kind of showing you how the Furies captured him. Although this is a less angry Kratos that we are dealing with, it's probably the least most interesting story in the entire franchise, simply because it doesn't have that thrill moment in the story. Kratos is kind of boring at times, and you just feel like he's doing this not because he's a badass, he's kind of doing it on instinct. And although this game, in terms of having those really cool cinematic quick time events are present here, they're far in between. And the last boss fight is probably not as great as you would hope. It's probably on the same level as I would put the Poseidon or Kronos battle in God of War 3. Now, getting into gameplay, the gameplay, it works just like your standard God of War game. However, there are a number of tweaks that actually make the game harder than previous installments. For starters, when it comes to your magics, you can only use magic 4 times, and that is if you have your magic bar fully upgraded with getting all the Phoenix feathers. So it kind of forces you to have to choose wisely when to use your magic. And the problem with your magic is that outside of your fire abilities, you cannot use the other 3 abilities until you have completely upgraded them. Now, in exchange of extra weapons that you pick up from killing enemies, they add these elemental abilities which you can connect to your blade, and they kind of add special attacks. They range from fire, ice, electricity, and I'm just going to call it death powers. However, the problem with this mechanic is that you can only use these special attacks once your blade meter is raised to the top. Now, your blade meter raises up when you attack enemies, and after a while, when you attack a certain number of enemies and it builds up, then your blade will start doing automatic strength enhancing movements without you really having to change your combo tactic. However, if you're attacked in any way, the meter goes down, and then you go back to using just regular attacks. Now, before I go on, I have to state this right now. You guys know I'm a big God of War fan. I mean, come on. I have a Blade of Chaos replica that cost me $200. I bought the limited edition, collector's edition for all the God of War gameplays. I have a whole shelf in my collection of God of War. I've played all the games. I even have copies on PlayStation 2 and the PSP. But I have to state this, that unquestionably, in a whole, God of War Ascension is the weakest addition to the franchise. The game has a number of technical problems, including lots of parts where the camera pans out too far so you can hardly see where Kratos is. And it also suffers from a case of TMSGO, orange, or to be simple, too much shit is going on the screen. The game has a method in which it puts you in a confined area. Sorry guys, someone's just walking in. It puts you in a confined area in which the camera pans and is at a level in which it's real easy to lose Kratos, and with so much stuff going on, it really makes it difficult to know exactly where you are and where to move. And trust me, these enemies can really break through your blocks relatively easily. Another problem, which, kind of is a clear example as for why you shouldn't add this, is that multiplayer, although is a fun little experiment, it's not something that was really needed. And they could have taken off development time away from creating multiplayer to work on the story, because that is what really hurts this game in a whole. Not saying it's bad, but you'll play it a couple times out of curiosity and not want to play it again. Now, if you guys would like, I can actually happily do a video kind of showing you multiple technical problems, because this was just the short list of multiple problems that kind of hold this game back from being a great game. This is a solid God of War game, and it's still a good game. It just falls short of what God of War feels like, and it does it just doesn't quite get there. Which is why, unfortunately, I have to give God of War, and this is a first for the franchise, a 7.5 out of 10. Now, if you'd like to question any of my problems, please feel free to comment down below, and I'd be more than happy to give you a much more detailed explanation. And if you like this review, although I'm kind of a little sad that I had to give it this rating, please like, comment down below, and please subscribe to keep track of my future movie and video game reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.